Welcome to Rochester Midland Corporation. I'm Harlan Calkins, chairman of the company. We thought it would be fun for you to hear a little bit about the history of the company, the people, the events, and the products which put us where we are today. My grandfather, Daniel N. Calkins, along with C.P. Kroll, founded the company in 1888 as the Rochester Germicide Company, a name which remained unchanged until 1980. In the late 1800s, there were no planes and no interstate highways. Deliveries were made by horse-drawn carriage, and the most common packaging used by Rochester Germicide was a 3-gallon container, a size no longer in use today. Long-distance travel or shipping, such as it was, used rail. Think of government regulations. No FDA existed. No EPA, no IRS. In 2004, RMC had to deal with a Federal Register full of 52,000 pages of regulations, and by 2010, that Federal Register had grown to 80,700 pages. In the 1800s, there was no health insurance, no Social Security, and women couldn't vote. The good news was there weren't many attorneys around either. Can you imagine how we could have negotiated a transaction with a South African firm such as we did in 2001, mostly by email? We couldn't have done it. Daniel Calkins paid $8,000 for the patent for the predecessor of the Sander machine, an enormous amount in 1888. And its value, reflected in the 1899 balance sheet 11 years later, was still more than 80% of the assets of the company. Product claims in those days didn't require much substantiation. Let me tell you about a couple of ours. The first was the formaldehyde lamp, known first as the Low Disinfector and later renamed the Calkins Disinfector. The lamp put a mist of formaldehyde into a room to be inhaled and was guaranteed to cure diphtheria, consumption, which was tuberculosis, typhoid, yellow fever, the grip, whooping cough, and the measles. Formaldehyde is used to preserve bodies, and it's a little scary to think that we were advocating breathing it. As an aside, formaldehyde was brought to America by two Dolge brothers in the late 1870s from Germany, and a little over 100 years later, RMC acquired the Dolge Company. Another of RGC's great early products was called Solacrete. We clearly should have kept this product in the line, instead of dealing with all the products we have today, because Solacrete did everything. Here's some of the language from the early brochures. Cuspidors, keeps wholesome while in use. Spittoons and chamber vessels should contain the mixture. It is good for privy vaults and cesspools. Clearly, immigrant ships benefited from the product, as Solacrete was used to kill lice on the immigrants. We credit Rene Constantine with starting our food safety division, but long before Rene, Solacrete was promoted to take care of many problems plaguing chickens and animals, including mange, chicken cholera, fleas, distemper, colic, gapes and gales, whatever those last two ailments might be. In 1903, when a new branch was opened in Toronto, the company's expansion began. We had our first lawsuit in 1911 when the company's patent on the aromatic disinfecting unit, the predecessor of our Sander unit, was challenged. Obviously, we won that case. In 1915, the board of directors had two major items on its agenda. First, whether or not to supply milk to the employees, and second, whether or not the president's salary should be raised to $15 per week. In 1932, the Great Depression hit, and the company barely survived. Most of our business at that time was derived from Sanner sales, and most of those sales were in the only places that could afford it, bars. Our service reps would fill the Sanner units, collect the 50 cents cash per unit, and somehow that cash would find its way from the branches to our headquarters in Rochester, New York. It took the company from 1888 to 1940 to reach $400,000 in sales. Of course, $400,000 in 1940 was a lot bigger number than it is today. When World War II ended, Willard Eddy launched a major growth effort, recruiting ex-military officers to start up new branches in Detroit, St. Louis, Cleveland, and New Orleans. 2 acquisitions in the 1960s filled in geography in North Carolina and Iowa, and a new branch was established in Tampa. By 1972, the company's revenue had reached $12 million, with about 45% of the sales in Sanner, 45% in feminine care, and the other 10% in institutional products. The company's direct sales were confined to the northeastern part of the country, and we made the decision to take the company national and then international through a series of acquisitions and partnerships. A second key decision was to broaden the base of the business, starting up value-added units in water treatment, food safety, and Intech. Green Chemistry got its start in 1991 with a Midwest acquisition, and the pulp and paper piece of water treatment was added in 1997. The 3 areas of water treatment, food safety, and Intech, which didn't exist in 1970, now account for about 45% of our business. At the end of the day, it's all about people. People like those who long ago built the foundations of our company, sometimes in very difficult conditions. People such as those who have joined us from other organizations and who have enriched our knowledge base, and dedicated people in all areas of the company who have contributed so much to the success of Rochester Midland Corporation. With a little luck and a lot of hard work, we can't help but be bigger and better in the future. So welcome to Rochester Midland Corporation. We look forward to having you on our team.
Welcome to Rochester Midland Corporation. You've met and you've heard from Harlan Calkins. I'm Mike Coiner. Harlan talked about the history of the company. Let me talk a little bit about what we are today and where we're going tomorrow. Our mission statement says that we're here to create value. First, we bring value to our customers through our products and services, and this includes a customer base that literally expands around the world. By bringing value to our customers, we thus are able to bring value to our employee base, to our shareholders, and to the communities in which we work and live. Our efforts are supported by a strong set of written and, more importantly, practiced values. These include a commitment to ethics and ethical standards and operations, a commitment to safety for every employee and every one of our customers, a commitment to be accountable for our actions and all of our responsibility, and lastly, a promise to always put our company first beyond any of its parts or components, thus meaning that we're all working toward a set of common goals. Behind this set of values lies a company with a rich culture, a culture of caring for its employees as if they were family, a culture of providing a work environment where every employee can make a difference and make a contribution, and where every employee has a chance to take control of his or her own destiny. This culture also supports promoting from within when opportunities occur. You'll hear more about some of these from some of our teammates later in the video. So where are we headed? We have a strong company today, but we do have a vision for the future, a future of a company that's even stronger yet. This will allow us to provide even more value as we become more profitable. We're headed to world-class after-tax profitability. And when we get there, we'll be able to do things like raise pay standards, provide even more benefits to our employee base, to improve and increase the profit sharing that takes place at the end of every profitable year, and to assure that every employee has a top-shelf work environment. We're glad that you're considering joining our team. And if you already have, welcome aboard. We need you to help live our vision.
Rochester Midland, really from its founding in 1888, has been a company focused on improving health and the environment through our restroom care programs. And from that, we've been able to grow into the green movement. In fact, we see ourselves as pioneers in the green movement because we introduced the EnviroCare product line, which was bio-based, renewable resources from corn or soy, in replacement for petroleum products, which were non-renewable. We did that in 1986. From that, we were pioneers also in getting third-party independent certification for our products. In 2002, we were the first company in the institutional chemical field to get certification for our EnviroCare products by Green Seal. So those are two major steps in moving toward green. From that, we've been able to expand the concept and the process of green to all our product lines. So we use the EnviroCare product line, which is third-party independent certified through Green Seal or EcoLogo. We use the EnviroGuard product lines as they relate to Design for the Environment EPA guideline design to improve environmental control in the chemistry. And we use automation both for improving safety and handling of the products and minimizing exposure or involvement of employees to the chemistry. And also, it gets just the right amount in the system, so we don't use too much and create environmental issues, or too little and not get the job done. It helps with water conservation. It helps with energy conservation. That's why we look at it as a major sustainable advantage to our customers. From that, we look at also the packaging. We've reduced packaging. We recycle packaging, and in doing that, we do not use natural resources. We reuse natural resources. So that's an economic value. And most importantly, we provide training programs. We have a green housekeeping certified training program for a number of our product lines, and we use training for control, testing, and trending, so our customers can see the value that they're bringing and the progress that they're making. Internally at Rochester Midland, we're doing a lot of things as it relates to improving the environment and being green. We have an environmental program as it relates to sustainability through purchasing. We have an environmentally preferred purchasing program. We've optimized all our energy, water, and wastewater systems to reduce the amount of energy we use and water we discharge, both in volume and toxicity. And we're very excited about moving to our new facility in Ogden, New York, where we're exploring LEED certification under the U.S. Green Building Council as our next step in sustainability. So all in all, Rochester Midland is very committed both to our customers and to our employees and communities where we live and work, to providing sustainable solutions by improving health, productivity, and the environment.
Rochester Midland Corporation World Headquarters are located in Rochester, New York. Corporate marketing, global sales, research and development, information technology, finance, and customer service for distribution sales are housed here. One of our two main U.S. chemical production and distribution facilities for the United States is located here, along with our Feminine Care Production Center. We have been in our current two buildings since 1949, but have outgrown them. We plan to move to a modern single building in 2011. We are working on LEED certification for the new building. The Aurora Production Center is the Midwest Manufacturing and Distribution Center for RMC. Its proximity to Chicago makes it an ideal location for excellent transportation and shipping options and the sourcing of raw materials for manufacturing. The current facility was built in the mid-1970s and is approximately 70,000 square feet in size. The manufacturing and warehousing operations occupy the vast majority of the facility, with smaller areas devoted to administrative, quality assurance, and maintenance departments. Our West Coast production and warehouse facility, Protecto, was acquired in 2000, replacing our previous facility purchased from Clark Paper. At this facility, we produce toilet seat covers and warehouse all RMC products for distribution to the western United States. Our Randleman, North Carolina facility is located in the center of the Piedmont Triad area of North Carolina between Greensboro, High Point, and Winston-Salem. RMC has had a presence here since 1964 when we purchased Aspen Associates in Greensboro. We have 40,000 square feet of office and warehouse space here. Customer service for the United States direct sales force is housed here, and Randleman's warehouse operations handle all shipping for the southeastern United States. To better serve our nationwide customers, we also have smaller warehouse and distribution centers located in Dallas, Texas, and Saginaw, Michigan. Rochester Midland Limited is the Canadian subsidiary located in Oakville, Ontario. RML manufactures and distributes to direct customers and distributors across Canada. The current facility was built in 1989 and is approximately 72,000 square feet in size. The manufacturing and warehousing operations occupy the majority of the facility, with the remaining areas devoted to sales, administration, laboratory, and quality assurance. Formed in 1996, RMC's European headquarters are located in Cwmlynfach, Wales. RMC UK manufactures chemicals for a variety of customers, including hospitals, airports, food manufacturers, and automobile manufacturers. In 2009, we moved to a larger building. Sales, administration, manufacturing, and warehousing are housed here. RMC UK manufactures approximately 12,000 liters of product a month and ships to over 400 customers throughout Europe.
I've been very blessed working at RMC. By working hard and having the opportunity to learn throughout the years, I've grown my skills and knowledge of how our business works.
At Rochester Midland, you're not just a number or a statistic. You're a person with a family. As I am going through a sudden loss of my father, the support from all has been very helpful. That's the family thing to do. Thanks, RMC.
My experience at RMC has been a very positive one, receiving 2 promotions since being hired 7 years ago. RMC always does its best to promote from within whenever possible.
I really appreciated RMC's handling of the economic downturn. The wage and hiring freeze was a small price to pay to ensure that neither I nor any of my coworkers were laid off, faced workweek cutbacks, or wage reductions, as was experienced by many similar industries.
This position has helped me develop my people skills and leadership skills, which not only helps me do my job, but also enriches my life.